Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Korean American Youth Ambassadors and our partnering organizations, Korean American Civic Empowerment, Korean Resource Center, Family Counseling Center of Greater Washington, Family Touch, and Catalyst Coalition, I want to welcome you to the first ever Cho-Shim Conference, a national gathering of Korean American youth. Cho-Shim means openness, humility, and an eagerness to learn. These values reflect who we are and why we're here. Each of us has a story, and this conference gives us the chance to share those stories, listen to one another, and build connections that span across hometowns and regions. Our event today is led by us, Korean American high school students who believe that our voices matter and that our community is stronger when we come together. As we begin, let's carry Cho-Shim in everything we do. Thank you for being here, and let's make today a day to remember. So we're gonna get some welcoming remarks from different organizations, and starting up is Executive Director of CASE, Mr. In.
All right, hello and good morning, everybody. This is a historic moment for all of us. This has been many years in the planning. My name is Richard In. I'm the Executive Director of Korean American Civic Empowerment. I hope you guys can hear me well. I'm sorry for the little shuffling in the back. But yeah, our organization was founded in 1996, so we're about 29 years old. Our gala is going to come up in about a month from now. We're very excited for it. We've been running a youth internship program for the past 21 years. 21 years strong, and we're helping raise the next generation as all of you guys are also doing over there in your respective areas. I had the pleasure to meet all of the other executive directors, presidents, CEOs from all across the country, and this is definitely an outpour of love. And honestly, like, I want to say thank you to everyone that came out today on the Saturday of right during the week, during your busy schedules, during time that you're. I know there's a lot of people studying for SATs and all that other stuff, but thank you so much for taking time to come out today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is the start of something new, start of something, big, bold, and the theme of Cho-Shim, right? Just having that humility, that open-mindedness, the right attitude of starting something new. I think that's a great way for us to start something like this for a bigger path ahead. So thank you all for coming today. I'm going to pass this off to. We're going to be going in the order of the poster order, just to keep things consistent, right? It was all random, so no favoritisms. But my good friend, Mr. Isaac Kim, over there in KRC, if you can introduce yourself, and then you just go down along the lines for the next persons.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Isaac Kim. I'm the executive director here at the Korean Resource Center, or in Korean, we're known in the community as Minjokakyo. We've been around since 1983, so we're on our 42nd year. We're just super excited to join this conference. We have 3 offices around Southern California, 2 here in Koreatown and 1 in Orange County. We do everything from social services, immigration legal services, housing counseling, civic engagement, and we're just really excited to be part of this conference and hopefully keep doing it every year. Hand it off to FCC.
Hello, my name is Cho-Shim Taylor. I am the Executive Director for the Family Counseling Center of Greater Washington. We are founded in 1974. So we've been around about 51 years in Kansas Corner, Virginia, but historically we also served in Maryland, DC. So we're covering serving the 3 different states. We have counseling programs, we have youth program and senior program. Right now everyone in here is part of our youth program, which is a mentoring tutoring program from the older students, teaching the young students. But we actually use it as sort of like entry point to introduce social, emotional, mental well-being. Youth program, mentor program has been around 18 years. We've been very known to the community. I'm really hoping for creating another, community and hopefully bring you guys sense of belonging by doing this. And I've been thinking a lot about this, and I know Richard and everyone else here have this creating some sort of movement for our Korean American youth in the US. So hopefully you guys have fun today and, can create something more meaningful moving forward. Thank you so much.
Next up is Family Touch.
Yes. So I think we are the youngest. We are only 24 years old. And we also offer mental health service. Our main focus is mental health and education. We really service from like little kids to older adults. And I think this meeting is so important to me in the Korean American community because being Korean is not your weakness. Being Korean is your strength. And I think you can probably, I really hope you can say that. And being like Korean is something that you can offer to the world. But because without it, we maybe nothing, right? So I really want you to be proud of who you are and embrace your identity and own it. And that's so important for whatever you do in the future. So I really am grateful for this opportunity and all the organizations to be part of it. And I'm so grateful for everyone to being here, being part of this really big initiative. And let's go to LA. Is it happening? Woo!
Hi, my name is Jin. I'm the founder and president of Catalyst Coalition. We're the youngest. We're only 7 years. We started at COVID or a year before COVID. And we're very moved by, I was moved by the literacy rate in America, and we rallied 150 volunteers, high achieving kids like these students here, to read with minority kids on reading just literacy, reading one-to-one. And now this Johns Creek team has developed their own club within the school to rally high achieving high school kids for volunteer leadership and helping young people know how to read. We do literacy, adult ESL, mental health, and now immigration work, and also entrepreneur, right? Thank you so much for this beginning steps.
So next up is the icebreaker game.
All right, that's me. This is an opportunity for everybody to win something. Okay, so everybody needs to get their phone. All right, when you guys put your names, can you guys put your first and last name and also the city or the organization? That way we have prizes. So we have first, second, and third prizes. First prize is Starbucks gift card of $50. Second prize is $25, and third prize is $10. Yeah, executive directors, adults can't play, only high school students.
Oh, we don't play. Okay.
Well, you can play. You can give it out to your friend. So here's the thing: it's not only getting the right answer, it's also the quickest. Okay, all right. So these questions relate to being a Korean American. So we know understand IQ is intelligent quotient. We know EQ is emotional quotient. This is KQ, Korean quotient, all right? Let's see how much Korean-ness you know, all right? You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Let's play. What feeling words do best describe you as you come into this meeting? This is a test. Kimbap, nervous. Happy, kimchi, excited, pumped up.
Yeah, just green.
All right, that's hopeful.
See, mine's the biggest one. Mine was ready.
All right, excited, yummy.
Can I keep going?
Yeah.
Oh,
all right, kimbap, tteokbokki, a lot of food reference. All right, here's your first question.
Wait, what?
Here we go. In what year did the first group of Koreans immigrated arrive in the United States? What year?
What year? I'm not gonna play.
1903. All right. I love people. Let's see among them who got David from Winston. That's LA. Represent ATL. Let's go. All right. What is the estimated grand total of Korean American population across the 4 areas represented here? Los Angeles, Atlanta, New Jersey, New York, and Virginia. What is the grand total? 971,000. 11 people got it. Woohoo.
A lot of us.
Oh, Sophia from SEC. Jess from New Jersey. 8 case. What is the meaning of Cho-Shim? You should have gotten this one. Come on.
Like 50 times.
We just talked about it.
The last one. Humility.
Beginning open is revealed engaging 36. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Sophia, let's go.
Let's go, Jess! Yeah!
Come on. David, Winston, come on, ATL. All right. Korean
Oh,
preference.
that ramen or
Majority
tteokbokki?
wins.
Just pick around, just pick around.
Majority wins.
You clicked the wrong one. No.
Majority wins.
Nobody's muted.
People that said 28, ramen wins.
You guys pick ramen, right? Yeah. Alright.
Sophia still.
Come on.
Right, let's
Wait,
go.
what's the result? Lucas! Oh!
All right, widely used slang term meaning awesome, amazing, fantastic.
You gotta-
Type in the letters.
In Korean.
It's a Korean word. The widely means awesome. Let's go.
Oh, there's a
No.
Tapak! There we go. David, let's go. Is that David?
No, we dropped.
Guess the
Lucas, you
emoji.
heard. Solve the emoji riddle. Emoji riddle.
Guess the correct emoji word. In Korean. In Korean letters. What is the emoji word in Korean?
Yeah, you're giving everybody the answers. Bobin got it. Sonia got it. You're wrong. You're actually. This guy's talking about.
Can hear you.
Actually, we're in the word.
사랑해. 사랑해. Sophia, oh my goodness.
I went down.
Yeah, Jess, you're back up.
I dropped to 21.
Let's go. Picture words. Demilitarized, deeply separated north and south and located near one line of
Ready. No, it's 30. It's 100. No. 38.
Gotta be sure. Let's see what it is. 38. All right. See who's- Sophia, Sharon, Rachel, June. Let's go, June. You're up there. Let's go. Would you rather? Would you rather live in?
Wait, be careful. I love you.
Everyone put video. I'm LA over New York.
Atlanta, New Jersey.
New York.
Wow. I don't know what you're talking about.
Last round, guys. Here's a picture. What's this?
This person.
Andy Taylor, 22. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Game over. Let's see who wins.
Let's go.
Yo, Sonia, you got second.
Nobody from LA.
So the winners, June from ATL, we'll get to 50. Sonja from Casey, will be second. And Linda Kim from New Jersey. Can you guys text me your email address and I'll send you the gift card today. All right? Thank you guys. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
That was fun.
All right, so now it's time for the youth ambassador introductions, starting with Korean American Civic Empowerment.
Hi everyone, my name is Pobin Chim.
Hi everyone, I'm Sonia Huang.
Hi, my name is Thomas Choi.
My name is Sean.
I'm Lucas On.
And we are youth ambassadors for CASE. We have offices in New York and New Jersey. Some of us go to different schools. We're in different grades and we have a lot of different interests. A lot of us have a wide variety of different interests, and this diversity allows us to have a lot of different perspectives when we're having discussions about various different topics. So for me, I go to school in New York City. I go to the Q4 school and I'm a junior.
I'm Sonia Huang, a sophomore at Stuyvesant High School, and I'm looking to major in pre-med.
I'm also a senior at Sty, and I want to major at I want to major in poli-sci.
I'm a senior in AE and I want to major in finance.
I'm a senior at Northern Valley Demorest in New Jersey, and I want to major in English.
Hi, I'm a junior at Phillips Academy Andover, which is a boarding school in Massachusetts, and I'm looking to major in
Okay, so something that I personally really appreciate about living in New York City is that there's a lot of unique culture that's in New York City. So just walking around the city and seeing like a bunch of like different remnants of culture that's like lying around everywhere is really amazing to see. And I love just like, especially walking around at in East Village and St. Mark's Place and seeing all of the bookstores and like countercultural things. It's amazing. I love it.
And I live in Flushing, Queens, and something I really love about living in this neighborhood is just that there are so many places to hang out with friends and just take walks and enjoy the environment. And it's a privilege that I take advantage of a lot and really appreciate.
I love eating in New York.
I'm from Palisades Park, which has a lot of Korean heads, so I like eating and I like going around.
Yeah, so I live near like Fort Lee and Palisades Park, so it's really nice to be in like a majority Asian American area because you get to like experience a lot of the culture and get like a real appreciation for that stuff.
I also live in Palisades Park, and something that I really enjoy about living here is because it's a Koreatown. I get to see how Korean culture is preserved and also always changing.
Thank you so much for listening to our introductions, and I look forward to meeting you all.
So next up is KRCLA.
I'm Nicholas Bertrand, and I'm a sophomore. I live in
Los Angeles.
My name's Taryn. I'm a junior. I go to Marlboro and I live in Koreatown.
Hi, my name's Sujin. I'm a senior currently attending Rice Coding High School, and I live in K-Town.
My name is Faith. I'm a senior at Rice Coding High School, and I live in K-Town.
I'm Liam. I'm a senior at SOSIS, and I live in Tarzana.
Awesome. Does anyone want to say anything about LA?
Yeah, LA is a really diverse community. As you all probably know, we have Koreatown, Little Tokyo, Chinatown, historic Filipino town. So growing up here, I've just felt really lucky being immersed within not only the Korean culture, but also like so many other different cultures.
I really like the I know this probably I grew up in K-Town and I've almost never really left the area. But it's really convenient to me that there are so many Korean-owned businesses and like supermarkets and things like that. So even if I didn't grow up in Korea or have even visited, ignore that. I still get to grow up with Korean flavors and things like that.
Next up is FCCGW.
I'm
My name is Rachel Yu. I'm in 11th grade and I go to Cho-Shim High School for Science and Tech. My current focus of study is psychology and neuroscience. And just a little bit about my neighborhood. I live in Burke, Virginia. And Virginia overall is a pretty culturally diverse state with many different communities and backgrounds. Yeah, it's also geographically diverse with a lot of big cities like Arlington, and as well as rural areas, mountains, parks, and farmland. Burke is a suburban city in Northern Virginia, and it's a pretty safe and family-friendly place to live in. And it also has a strong sense of local community. The neighborhoods have activities, sports, and just events that they host. Like in my community, in my neighborhood, we have events like in Halloween where we all gather together and play games and eat candy. And we also have a swimming pool which hosts a lot of sporting events and activities. Going back to communities, um, the Korean American community, I think, has a lot of impact around this area, especially because Burke is near cities like Annandale, which is very deeply rooted in the Korean culture. This can be seen through its many Korean organizations, markets, restaurants, and churches. Overall, my neighborhood is very culturally diverse, different cultures and backgrounds, and this shows how people from different places can come together and make one connected community, bring together part of their own traditions, foods, experiences, and more. And I'm pretty proud that my neighborhood displays this.
My name is Sophia Kong with the Family Counseling Center of Greater Washington. I'm a sophomore at Westfield High School in Virginia, and in the future, I want to pursue law. And we're kind of in like the DMV, DC metropolitan area, and so I think this is a very diverse community, and I think that's what really stands out. It's a place where even if you're just walking down the street, you can see people of so many different cultures and heritages. And I think I'm really proud to be in such a diverse community. I think locals around my age, they really like to hang out at like the mall. But recently I've been finding that people go to other people's houses a lot. We hang out at school as well, but because we're the younger generation, so a lot of us, we can't drive, but we still find ways to really hang out and build a community together. And another one fun fact about me is that I like to play traditional drums.
My name is Sarah, and I'm a sophomore at West Springfield High School. I'm interested in attending UPA or the College of William and Mary in the future, and I want to pursue dentistry. One interesting fact about me is that I play lacrosse for my school team. And as for my community, I live in Springfield, Virginia, and I think it's a very diverse community that doesn't have like one single ethnicity. And even though everyone is different, I think our community is able to use this as an advantage and maintain strong connections. Another thing is that our county SCPS is known for their advanced education, and many families in our community value education a lot and really push their children to prioritize their education.
All right. My name is Jesse. I'm a junior. I go to South County High School, and so I want to major in comp sci. And one really interesting fact about this area, like everyone else has said earlier, is Annandale is like the spot. Everyone goes there. That's just the hangout spot. There's like KBBQ, hot pot, anything Korean related. And then I guess one fun fact is I really like wishing.
Next up is Family Touch.
All right, our first ambassador, her name is Sarah Kim.
My name is Sarah Kim. I'm in ninth grade and I go to Ridgewood High School. I play the violin and I'm in the highest orchestra in the high school that only 4 freshmen got into. Um, the Korean community in Ridgewood is very, very tight. Like in any holidays, we would like group up in someone's house and like make kimbap and like watch a bunch of Korean movies and dramas together. So yeah, that's it.
My name is Aiden Lee. I'm a junior in Glenrock High School, New Jersey. And a fun fact is like I play guitar like as a hobby for fun. And something about New Jersey that I like is the fact that it's near New York City and like it's a fun way to go out with your friends and just have a good time.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenna. I also go to Glen Rock. I'm a senior, and my fun fact is that I used to do synchronized swimming for 8 years. And one thing I love living in New Jersey is that it's close like to everything. So it's like you can go to the beach, like the Jersey Shore, or like New York City, obviously. And also organizations like Family Touch and like Korean organizations. There's a lot of Korean identities here. So yeah, that's why I like New Jersey.
Hi, my name is Lena, and I also go to Glen Rock. I'm a sophomore. And a fun fact about me is that I've been figure skating for over a decade. And the reason that I like living in New Jersey is because it has a lot of like fun things to do, and there's a lot of famous places. For example, like American Dream Mall, and I just yeah, and like in Glen Rock, it's a very like diverse community, so I like living here. And yeah.
Next up is Catalyst Coalition.
Hi, my name is Ethan Nee. I'm a senior here at Johns Creek High School, here in Atlanta. A little thing about me is I spend most of my time in orchestra. I play the cello there, and I really love meeting people through music. Something about Atlanta is that we actually have a really diverse community here, especially around Duluth. I think it's like top 3 in most diverse communities in the US actually. And so it's not just Korean Americans and Asian Americans, but really all sorts of people. But I really enjoy the Korean food here, even though I'm Chinese, and I'm really glad to be here.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Jun Choi. I'm also a senior at Johns Creek High School. I'm thinking about pursuing pre-med next year, starting from college. One thing about me is that I really like to play the piano, and I'm not sure like what there is to do nearby here. To be honest, I like going to New York because I used to live in New Jersey.
Thanks.
Hey, my name is Noah Cherian. I'm a senior at Johns Creek High School, and I'm the co-president of Catalyst Coalition. And some things I like doing for fun, I like running and playing sports like basketball, pickleball, and soccer. And in terms of food, I like pizza mainly, and also in the area like around Johns Creek, there's a lot of good food like Korean food. So I like getting that. And one of my favorites to hang out is the parks in my area where you can play sports.
Hi, my name is Vivian Kim. I'm a freshman in Johns Creek High School, and I enjoy playing golf and sleeping in. Before coming to Georgia, I used to live in Colorado, which had a very small Korean, what is it called? I think a lot of community. So coming to Atlanta helped me enjoy more Korean food and seeing other Korean people.
Good job.
My name is Eugene Kim. I'm a freshman at Johns Creek High School, and I'm freshman representative of Catalyst Coalition. And I like to play tennis, and I play the violin. I used to live in Korea for like 4 years before I was living
Hello, my name is Winston Raw. I'm a senior and I go to Chattahoochee High School here in Johns Creek. I'm Korean American, both my parents are Korean. I help around in Catalyst Coalition here and there, just to with events and stuff like that. I definitely love playing pickleball. I also love playing soccer. Those are like my two favorite things to do. And especially in Johns Creek, there's a lot of parks and stuff like that where I can play in. So definitely like he was saying, like the best places here in like Atlanta and Johns Creek is just the parks and just places to congregate for sure.
Okay. My name is David Yoon. I'm a senior at Chattahoochee High School here in Johns Creek. Actually, prior to living in Johns Creek, Georgia, I was born in Mexico, and then I moved to Los Angeles, California, and then lived in Alabama, and then finally Johns Creek. So in those areas, there weren't a lot of like people my age and ethnicity, which is Korean. But around here, it's nice that I have a lot of people who have similar interests and similar backgrounds. I also really just like music. I like to play different instruments, and I like to also have fun. If you go like a couple minutes across, there's Duluth, Georgia, which has a lot of fun activities, and that's where I like to spend most of my time here.
Good job, guys.
So now it's the presentations by the youth ambassadors, and starting with Catalyst Coalition.
Hello, thank you for giving us this opportunity to talk about our business. We're Candles for William, and we'll be just going over a general introduction, like our background on why we started, our experiences, and why you should take a similar initiative so you could do something like this in the future.
So I know I introduced this earlier, but just to say it again, my name's Winston Raw. I'm 12th grade, go to Chattahoochee High School, and more specifically, I have a pretty deep interest in like business and business psychology and stuff like that.
My name is David Yoon, and I'm also a senior at Chattahoochee High School with Winston. And fascinatingly enough, I'm also interested in that business, economics, and finance like sector.
So me and David here have actually been friends since the 6th grade, and this business Candles for William, we started it around freshman year. So I think it's super cool just to be in front of all of you guys here, just like presenting the fruits of just what we worked on for the past 4 years. Okay, so the background and why we started. So definitely we started this as just a learning experience. More than anything, it was a way for us to just creatively output a mission that we were close to. So the purpose of Candles for William is to raise awareness for individuals with special needs. And this is actually created because of my little brother William. He was born with special needs himself. So being able to start this business, we started it to just raise awareness for people like my little brother and just people who are similar to him.
Yeah, so just like Winston said, Candles for William was initially a small, like simple little learning experience, which we started in high school, but it just spiraled into something more after that. It became sort of like our passion project and something we put a lot of time and devotion in, and it was something meaningful and let us impact communities around us in a positive way. It turned out to be something that let us learn more than just our business skills, but also about empathy, morals, ethics, and community. So to actually give some like idea and some data, we've raised around $12,000, and we've been able to spread our mission to over 300,000 people over in-person events and social media outreach.
Okay, so our experience. So definitely one pro that me and David have both had just working in Candles for William is that we've been able to learn a bunch of business basics. So for example, this comes with marketing, product developments, like creating new lines of candles that represent like maybe different seasons or even like different conditions, which is something me and him did. Further than that, there's things like bookkeeping, taxes, and even just like being able to network with other people. Just like a bunch of huge business basics that me and David were able to learn that we literally had no prior experience of before starting this business.
Yeah, just like Winston said, we learned a lot of useful business skills. Another one of those pros that I would say would be how we spread our cause. So through Candles for William, we get to spread our awareness for our cause, which is special needs. I feel like this is what was responsible for a lot of our success, and I think that also sets our company apart from others. And it's that genuine passion that me and Winston have towards our cause and it's not just some pastime that we just do for fun. Half of the enjoyment that we get from starting this business is seeing the community and that we impact and the firsthand experience of our efforts in the community.
Okay, and last but not least is just besides like business basics, is definitely the soft skills that come with being an entrepreneur. So, for example, there's things such as leadership, problem solving, and even like public speaking in front of you guys today. It's just something that me and David have both been able to develop, just being part of Candles for William. And beyond that, just the people that we're able to talk to and connect to, they teach us new things every single day. They teach us how to be more social, more empathetic. And there's just so many things beyond just like hard business basics that me and David have been able to learn and just grow throughout.
Yeah, and with pros comes cons, and one of our biggest obstacles today is probably our time management. I think this is going to be an issue for all businesses, no matter like who you are, but for us, it was definitely our biggest challenge. With both of us being high achieving high school students that not only do sports and involve themselves in a lot of other extracurriculars, clubs, and academics, juggling a business on top of that gets kind of difficult. Even if we make candles for William a priority, there are countless nights where we don't get much sleep.
Okay, and beyond the time management is definitely just financial unpredictability. So, of course, starting a business is nothing like a 9 to 5 in the sense that you don't really have like a fixed hourly income. So there's some days where me and David are able to make literally hundreds of dollars, and then there's days when we're losing hundreds of dollars because the money that we are getting is constantly being reinvested into the business. So, and then even further than that, there's always things like startup costs. So for example, we sell candles, so buying things like a wax melter or even like wax and scents and stuff like that, it's all things that make just being an entrepreneur super financially unpredictable. And it's definitely something that me and David have still struggled to this day trying to navigate. But I mean, there's always ups and downs, but with the downs, there's always ups. So yeah.
So with our cons that we've listed, our final con there is going to be about risk management and brand reputation. With the business comes a reputation, and with a company like ours that relies on people's empathy and charity, our brand reputation is going to be very, very important. We really believe that each and every one of our customers are donating for a good cause just as much as they are donating for a good product. So we make sure that every single one of our products are up to our standards. If we mess up a batch, we have to either sell those at a discount or just not sell them at all, which ties into the financial unpredictability that Winston talks about.
Okay, so takeaways and what we've learned. So definitely one of the biggest takeaways that me and David have probably learned is just the importance of just reaching out for mentorship and for support. So things like advice from mentors, support from customers, and just even friends and family who are always willing to give us just a helping hand. It was honestly them who were able to help Candles for William scale and be what it was today. And definitely being Korean American, I think a lot of us can relate. We go to churches and stuff like that. And I think for me and David, definitely just having a good Korean church community that always had our back and was always there to support us was just crucial for us to be able to learn, grow, and just become who we are today.
Yeah, similarly, I also grew up in a Korean Catholic church, and there's a lot of people that supported what we were doing and spread the word. Next, we have like about our power of execution. I think the single most important thing is to the single most important thing in starting a business is to just start. Everything just rolls on its own from there, and taking initiative is going to be the hardest step. The only way to start a business is if you actually start a business, and although it may seem difficult and you might be hesitant at first, the amount that you learn is going to be incomparable to the amount of money that you spend.
Okay, yeah, so definitely going off of the power execution is just the importance of stepping outside of your comfort zone. So definitely, I mean, even in the beginning, this business would have not grown to what it has become if we had not just started and put our ideas into action. So I think constantly in Candles for William, we always try to step out of our comfort zone. Even though me personally, I really don't like stepping out of my comfort zone, but I think it's definitely good that I keep on being pushed by David and just people around me to step out of my comfort zone. So that comes in things such as reaching out to people for like connections or just events and stuff like that. It's definitely very important to, I guess, to not stay in a bubble essentially, and even just beyond the business. I think being a part of Council has helped me step out of my comfort zone in other areas of my life as well, like socially, emotionally, and even physically in that sense.
Yeah, so our final part of this PowerPoint is going to be about our setbacks. So our company and probably every other company has had some form of setbacks. One of our biggest was in our beginning stages. Our wax melting machine was left open and almost $250 worth of wax spilled out. It was a huge pain to clean, and it was also just a huge waste of money because all the money that we used to start this company was from our part-time jobs and from our personal money. So this was pretty detrimental at the start because we didn't have a lot of money to pour in. But initially, but during moments like these, we obviously felt down and resigned, but it's important that you never give up. These experiences are going to be inevitable, and it's something that teaches resilience and persistence.
Thank you. And also one big thank you to Mr. Jin for giving us the opportunity to present for you guys.
No.
So the next presentation is going to be from the Korean American Civic Empowerment Ambassadors.
Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Korean Americans in public service. Start off the presentation. Public service is the work done for the benefit of the public, often involving government or nonprofit organizations. Positions in public service exist in the local, state, and federal level. Korean Americans have been involved in public service in multiple areas such as military service, civic and community leadership, politics, and diplomacy. Beyond elected and military roles, many Korean Americans work in education, healthcare, judiciary, and nonprofit organizations. Here are some pictures that are showing different examples. Because Korean Americans have been involved in diverse areas of public service, I'll be focusing on a brief history of Korean Americans in politics. For some context, the first wave of Korean immigration to the US was to Hawaii from 1903 to 1924. In 1915, Philip P. Min was born to early Korean immigrants in Hawaii. He served in the Hawaii Territorial Legislature in 1954, making him the first Korean American elected official. Alfred H. Song is another figure who was part of the first wave of Korean immigration to Hawaii. As a child, he immigrated from Korea, grew up in Hawaii, and later moved to California. In 1962, he was elected to the California State Assembly. He was later elected to the California State Senate in 1967. Around this time in the 60s, J. Kim immigrated from South Korea to California and worked as an engineer and businessman. In 1992, he became the first Korean American to be elected into the U.S. Congress as a representative for California's 41st District. In the 70s, Seok Hee-kang also immigrated to California from South Korea and was active in business and community organizing in Orange County. She was elected as mayor of a major U.S. city, Irvine, and served from 2008 to 2012. The 2020s marked a pivotal time for Korean American representation in politics. Michelle Steele, Young Kim, and Marilyn Strickland became the first Korean American women in the House, and Andy Kim became the first Korean American in the Senate. Their journey and endeavors were explored in the 2022 documentary Chosen.
So with the 2022 documentary Chosen, it was filmed majority around the 2028 presidential and congressional elections, and it focused on 5 major Korean American candidates, where all but one eventually won their congressional elections. And so one of those figures that the documentary focuses on is Senator Andy Kim. So Senator Andy Kim is the first Korean American to have won a Senate seat, and he's the first Korean American to be a U.S. Senator. He came to national attention when he helped pick up trash after the January 6th insurrection. Furthermore, he was also famous for flipping a majority Republican district to the Democrats after decades of Republican dominance in that district.
All right, so here we have Congresswoman Young Kim, who's a Korean American politician, businesswoman, and a member of the Republican Party. She assumed office on January 3rd, 2021, as a representative for California's 39th Congressional District, and went on to become the representative for California's 40th Congressional District in 2023. Additionally, she, alongside Michelle Park Steele and Marilyn Strickland, both of whom Jess talked about just now, became the first Korean American woman elected in the U.S. Congress in the 2020 United States House of Representatives elections. Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland is a Black Asian politician and was born in Seoul, South Korea. She's also a member of the Democratic Party and assumed office as a representative for Washington's 10th Congressional District on January 3rd, 2021, same as Young Kim. She is also the first African American to represent Washington State at the federal level. Fun fact, as you can see on the slide, she was sworn into Congress wearing a traditional Korean hanbok to celebrate her mother's Korean heritage. Next, we have Congresswoman Michelle Park Steele, who was also born in Seoul, South Korea. She represented California's 48th Congressional District from 2021 to 2023, and the 45th Congressional District from 2023 to 2025 as a member of the Republican Party. She knows 3 languages, English, Korean, and Japanese, all of which she used during her studies in South Korea, Japan, and the United States. Lastly, we have David Kim, a second-generation Korean-American immigration attorney and a neighborhood council member. He ran for election to serve as the U.S. representative of California's 34th Congressional District, Los Angeles County, in 2024, in which he lost.
So another really great way to support Korean Americans in civic empowerment is to support your local nonprofit organizations. So here is just a list of all of the organizations that are participating in the summit today. So that includes Family Touch from New Jersey, the FCC GW from Virginia and historically Washington, D.C., the KRC from California, the Catalyst Coalition from Atlanta, Georgia, and CASE in New York and New Jersey.
So you guys can get involved too. Here are a few ways you can support your fellow Korean Americans in public service. So the first way is to engage with your elected officials. This is an example of a town hall that CASE actually hosted where Congresswoman Grace Meng and Congressman Tom Swazi came on Zoom to talk to the people of Queens. And another way is to support your local nonprofits. This is the CASE Instagram. You guys should follow, like right now. And the last way is to like support civic engagement in your communities. So this is an example of our grassroots internship, which is the point of it is to promote civic engagement. And here are some voter registration drives we did to bring in voters for the New York general election. Here's a picture of our CASE trip to DC. So this July, a group of our interns from CASE took a trip to DC to talk to some elected officials, including impactful Asian American figures like Andy Kim, who were involved in public service. We learned a lot, ranging from like family dynamics and a life of politics to how we can shape ourselves into leaders. And through this trip, we experienced a small glimpse of what it's like to be involved in public service and how we can make a change in our local communities. We hope that our experience can be a source of inspiration for other young Korean Americans all across the country, and you can make a difference too. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is KRC LA.
All right, everyone. Thank you for first of all, you guys are all awesome and just doing a great job, and I feel very grateful to be here. My name's Danny Park, and I work with KRC. I do a lot of community organizing work, grassroots community organizing, work related to healing and activism, things like that. So yeah, I've been asked today to speak a little bit about activism. You guys, are you guys into activism or partake in it or? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yep. I'll start from here. Like, I love the name of the today's gathering of Cho-Shim. Openness, humility, eagerness to learn, beginner's mind. And I think that's a great quality and helpful quality continuing all your life journey. And I don't think it's easy. It's I think something that's not just like automatic, it's something like you have to consciously practice. And I appreciate the intention to bring that forward because we live in a very sometimes mean, judgmental kind of world where people are making fun of others and saying kind of snide remarks, whether in front of you or when you're not there. people say mean things, stuff like that is very prevalent. It's a very big, it's everywhere. And so I think like Cho-Shim is like and openness is so important to like uh if you like the wanting to live a full life with a generous heart, uh and to continue to grow as a human being in this world. I know this is about activism. I'm gonna speak a little bit about uh like the openness quality, and then I'll try to tie it all in. And hopefully I can retain you guys' attention. Um, have you guys heard of the word non-binary? It's a popular word, non-binary, and it's I think of a more kind of mainstream, and it's a word and maybe an idea that folks are more familiar with these days. So when I heard Cho-Shim and when I heard openness, I thought of non-binary. Another word for non-binary can be the word non-duality. And it's basically looking at the world uh, in a fluid way, uh, not like this is this, this is that. Um, I'm going to read something about this word called manas. Manas is like a old Indian Sanskrit word. Manas, it basically means the mind and the intellect and your mental faculty. Because as humans, we have the mental faculty to think. And so manas is thinking, cognizing, measuring, reasoning, grasping, and clinging day and night. Manas discriminates things. I am this person, you are that person, this is mine, that is yours, this is me, that is you. Pride, anger, fear, and jealousy. Mental formations that are based in seeing ourselves as separate. So that's something that came to mind when I thought of Cho-Shim and openness. And it's important, I think, that aside from like noticing these things in your environment, in your culture, in your society, at school, whatever, it's also like I think helpful to be conscious if your inner dialogue that the when you're the inside when you are seeing yourself uh, being judgmental, maybe thinking kind of the kindest thoughts about other people. Why are they like this? Why are they like, things like that? I think is a helpful uh, mental training, if you will, mental training. I'm going to say one more thing related to this and I'll move on to activism. I feel it's very important and like very much related. Uh, and it could activism work, things like that, civic engagement. It could, as we know, it's a tough arena. There's a lot of fighting and things like that. So I want to bring this up because it's an important part of like I think the training of it. Like I'm a Buddhist practitioner, and like one of the things that we practice is mindfulness training. And the first when I heard again Cho-Shim, I thought of the first mindfulness practice, which is openness. It's something we practice every day. And so if you will, I'll just read it to you guys. It says, the aware of the suffering caused by fanaticism and intolerance, we are determined not to be idolatrous about or bound to any doctrine, theory, or ideology, even Buddhist ones. We are committed to seeing the Buddhist teachings as a guiding means that helps us to learn to look deeply and develop understanding and compassion. They are not doctrines to fight, kill, or die for. We understand that fanaticism in its many forms is the result of perceiving things in a dualistic or discriminative manner. We will train ourselves to look at everything with an openness and the insight of interbeing in order to transform dogmatism and violence in ourselves and in the world. So activism, uh, I try to define activism in my own way, in like the most simplest way. And I thought of, it's when you start beginning to see life as not just like happening to you, but you also shape life. Uh, you get to, your circumstances. You're not just like a victim of your circumstances, but you also are able to shape your circumstances as well. And so that process is what I thought of when I thought about activism, activation, activating. Um, and as you guys are all have some experience with both that happens as an individual, but as groups and as people. And there's issues that affect groups of people. We get together uh, and we either get behind legislation or we create legislation that helps shape our environment, right? Laws and things like that. It affects. It's kind of like the sometimes it's invisible, but those are the things that affects all of our lives, all of our societies. Things like uh, minimum wage. Minimum wage is in LA is $17 and some change. But there's a lot of like um, organizing and activism and policy work that people have created and got behind to make those things a reality. It doesn't just happen. Another thing that I thought of is like, it's like the process of becoming like a side character from like the side character energy to becoming the main character energy. Uh, and that's important because as minorities, as marginalized people, we can all kind of somewhat relate where you're just like a sidekick or a margin to the story. You're not really that deep, complex, fully full character. And so it's the process of becoming a margin of someone else's story to being central of your story. Uh, and that is like it's a process, right? And it's you reclaiming and telling your story, um, and from your experiences. We all have like our unique uh, histories and paths. And sometimes when people tell your story, they don't quite get it all. And so from that, I'll switch. I'll move on to like the LA riots uprising, the civil unrest, or Saigu in 1992. That's an example of what we saw. Because I won't explain it because I know you guys know about it, but that's an example of like a lot of the narrative and the story that we saw on it from the media and everything was like the Black versus the Korean. And so during that time, a lot of Korean Americans, aside from what was going on, there was a larger awakening of the Korean American consciousness. Some people say it was the birth of the Korean American. Uh, and that's when we started questioning because there were no first responders, there were no firefighters, there was no police when we asked for help. Nobody came, and the whole city burned down. And so in that way, and also in the news is you saw yourself as a kind of like a bad guy, and then a lot of the I think as a mass society we begin to question it's not really quite matching up to what our life and our story. Yeah, going back to like the birth and the awakening of the American consciousness. And so with the 1992 LA uprising and the Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, in the 60s and 70s, there was the Watts riot, there's the riots in Detroit, all these things that they say had the same exact conditions that created them. They said it's systemic racial inequality, uh, white supremacy, lack of economic, social, and opportunity, poverty, unemployment, homelessness, inadequate housing, police brutality, excessive policing. There was a report called the Kerner Report that came out in the 60s. Think tanks, social scientists all got together and to diagnose these riots. And these were the findings that to this day, a lot of government ignores. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that riots are the voice of the unheard. Again, just tying it back up to activism and I won't connect the dots, but in thinking about it in terms of like openness and like, do I have the full story? Uh, and looking at the world in like binary ways. So Koreans felt like betrayed by the American dream in '92, and I think that's why a lot of people say that's the awakening of the Korean American consciousness. Um, and another way of saying it was like "Welcome to America." It's what Black people, Latino people, Native Americans um, have experienced for centuries. You see, it's not only Black versus white. There's a fuller story and conditions and circumstances, a larger uh, conditions, historical context that um, shaped things like the what we call just the riot. So I will wrap it up here. Thank you guys.
Thank you. And if you ever want to learn more about Danny's story, you can always watch the documentary Liquor Store Dreams. It's on PBS. He's about half the story. He has an incredible story, life journey. So you can always find that and learn more there.
Thank you so much. And next up is FCCGW.
So my name is Sophia Khan, and I'm with Jesse, Saren, and Rachel, and we're from FCCGW, or the Family Counseling Center of Greater Washington. We're really honored to be here today, and we received a lot of really good attention from everyone. And we hope that we can also share some really valuable information and knowledge to you all. Our focus today was about Korean media's impact on mental health, specifically a lot about stereotypes.
As we said earlier, our main theme is media and mental health. For a little background on this, the popularity of media has been growing significantly over the past several years. This has been seen through the different types of K-media that have been developed, such as K-pop, K-drama, movies, webtoon, Korean reality shows, and these K-media have influenced the global spread of K-culture, allowing people from all over the world to know about Korea. This created a community. This is important because it connects to our big theme of mental health. Being a part of a community creates a sense of belonging, which can have a positive impact on mental health. However, other factors may cause this community to have negative effects. So we collected data to further investigate K-media's possible positive and negative impacts on mental health.
So in order to gather the information, we decided to do a Google Form survey. The Google form was 12 questions, including questions about their demographics. And the time period for the survey was from September 10th to 12th, which is 3 days in total. We received a total of 83 responses. 48% of them were from Korean Americans. They were within our school district, Fairfax County Public Schools, and they were all high school students. 55.4% were female and 44.6% were male. And in doing so, this just shows how diverse this community is and how different the responses could be.
To summarize our data, we will first start with the first question, which is about the exposure of K-media. As you can see in the first graph shown on the left, a majority of people have been exposed to K-media for at least 4 years. This data reflects the rising popularity and influence of Korean media in our community. The next question was how often do you interact with K-media? Looking at the pie chart, the frequency of K-media engagement was about an equal distribution, with around 65% of people interacting with Korean media for more than several times a week. So continuing with the responses to some of our questions that were asked on our survey, the first question on the slide asks, how does Korean media make you feel after consuming it? Most responses, 84% responded that it leaves a positive feeling and a sense of belonging to the community. The second question asks, has K-media influenced personal hobbies? And nearly 70% reported that interacting with K-media more frequently influenced parts of their life, including their music taste and fashion.
All right. And the next part was stereotypes, and some that were mentioned was how strict, the beauty standard was and the education. And another thing about respondents they did was we asked them, did K Media ever motivate to help you seek mental support or open up? Most said no, because next part was stereotypes. Just continuing on, stereotypes really in general are generalized beliefs or ideologies of a group of people. And usually they come from small observations, but sometimes they can be hurtful or negative. And the most common stereotypes we got for both male and women were that they were unrealistically attractive, they had pale, smooth skin, they were smart, they all, I guess most K-pop, most Korean people look like K-pop idols, and then they were romantic, and then for males, I guess mostly was feminine.
To conclude our presentation, Korean media has mostly given positive experiences for the Korean and non-Korean community. Some downsides of the spread of Korean media were the stereotypes that can potentially harm self-esteem and confidence. However, it still continues to be a good source of entertainment, connection, and a sense of belonging for many individuals. FCCGW will continue to work to foster a supportive community in the DMV area, keeping in mind of the growth of K media and its impact. We have Q&A if anyone has questions.
Okay. Yes, we have a question.
Is there one specific media, like movie or show or something that, you know, specifically has like impacted the Korean community in either negative or positive ways?
I mean, I think from the survey results, a lot of it was very equal distribution. I know like a lot of Korean Americans, they consume all of it as well, but we found that there was particularly like a lot of non-Korean Americans who also really enjoy like K-pop, and most of the results were positive, and I think that's because, especially with K-media, but specifically with K-pop and like the sense of community that it brings, I think that created a really positive environment for a lot of people. So yeah, I would say that especially in our community and from what we've seen personally also, like K-pop, like dance teams are really popular here. Korean clubs are really big in our schools. So yeah.
What's your favorite K-pop group, guys?
17. We all like 17.
All right, thank you. Now it's Family Touch.
Okay, so thank you for inviting us. Family Touch's topic is as a song K-pop, and our students are going to talk about their experience with K-pop growing up in the States and how it relates to their identity. So we have four speakers actually in 3 presentations. Sarah will be our first speaker, and then Aiden, and lastly we'll have Jenna and Lena. Okay, let's give it up for Sarah.
This is a story of how K-pop changed my life. In the beginning, I haven't thought much about K-pop until about 2 years ago. I questioned myself, Sarah, you're Korean American. Don't you have any curiosity about your country? So that's kind of sparked something in me. If you didn't already know, I love anything related to music, all genres, singing, playing instruments, and going to concerts. I eventually listened to some recommendations from friends like Stray Kids and ITZY. Since then, I've been obsessed, and surprisingly, I learned a lot. I listen to a lot of K-pop artists and groups, ranging from ATEEZ to Extraordinary Heroes. I even started to learn some dances, but unfortunately, my schedule and flexibility thought otherwise. During the years, these are some groups that I've taken a liking to. You might see some familiar faces. The first ever dance I learned was S-Class. It was a hard first, it was a difficult choice, but I got to the end and I was satisfied. I might not be so good at dancing, but it's a way I can have fun and have some time for myself. I joined my school's Asian Fest, which is a festival that's held every year. There's a section for K-pop dancing, and we perform in front of friends and family. I'm really excited for that because it's my first year participating and it gives me a chance to meet new people. K-pop is not restricted to only Koreans. I believe that if anyone takes a chance, they can enjoy whatever they want. I'm so happy I came across K-pop because ever since it's been part of my identity and I've met so much friends through it. K-pop has definitely brought me closer to my culture and it'll always be part of me.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, next up we have Aiden.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Aiden. I'm a junior in Glen Rock, New Jersey, and yeah. So for the Cho-Shim Conference, I'm gonna be talking about K-pop. So as a young kid, I never really thought about myself as like a Korean. I thought mostly as an American, and to my friends, I never really wanted to express myself as a Korean. I always tried to avoid talking about it, and I always asked like, do you want to go eat pizza? And never like tteokbokki or like, do you want to eat ramyeon and like hang out in like Fort Lee areas. I always tried to be more American and go to like malls or whatnot. And BTS itself is like I don't really listen to them that much, but like they popularized not just K-pop but also Korea, and they brought Korea itself to a worldwide stage, and Korea became like well known over around the world, and K-pop became something that like everyone knew, and Korea itself became more something that everyone knew, and people all around the world would want to go to Korea and just immerse in the experience. So Korean culture, so BTS sang like all around the world globally and introduced millions of people to Korean foods, traditions, and customs. And even though they sang mostly in Korean, they had millions of fans all over the world, and that's something that made Korea itself become more like popular and just made me personally become more proud of the fact that I'm Korean. So a quote from RM. No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, your gender identity, speak yourself. And like looking at that now, it's like he knew back then that Korea wasn't really something that everyone knew around the world. And like he wanted to speak himself and like show everyone that Korea is such like a great country and people should just like enjoy it. And BTS like helped me grow my confidence in this Korean culture. It made me become proud of like the food I eat, the languages that I speak, and the traditions that I act upon. And BTS made me more proud, and I'm able to like just like express to my friends how much like I love Korea, I guess. And yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Aiden. For our next speaker, we have Jenna and Lena.
Hi, I'm Jenna. Thank you for this opportunity I'm just grateful for this opportunity to be a youth ambassador for this Korean convention. And
My name is Lena Yim and same.
so today we are here to talk about our topic, which is K-pop. Okay.
Okay, so what is K-pop to us?
So we first discovered K-pop. Well, I personally first discovered K-pop through Blackpink, in like elementary school in like 5th grade. And after that, I became like really obsessed with Blackpink, and I went to actually 2 of their concerts afterwards. And basically, Blackpink kind of helped me to open up my perspectives and views on like K-pop and kind of get to know other groups also because at first I only knew about Blackpink, but then later I became like open to other groups, like learning about them.
Yeah, I also learned or discovered K-pop through Blackpink, but like as the years went on, like in 2021, I started discovering more groups that I enjoyed. For example, like my favorite K-pop group is IVE. But I found out that K-pop was a great way for me to express myself and building a sense of community for like Korean Americans.
Yeah, I really think that like through K-pop we are able to be connected with like not just Korean Americans, but like everyone around the world. So next we're gonna talk about kind of K-pop and social media. So if you guys didn't know, like K-pop is really trendy these days. It's all over TikTok and everything. And we just were thinking that it allows people to like get to know more about Korean culture, like our culture, and this could also like help them like kind of go into the spiral of like learning more about Korean food, like K-drama, clothing, and also our history.
Something that social media also helped K-pop become like popular is dancing trends because K-pop, like one of the main things that it revolves around is like the dance choreography, and dancing trends from like K-pop groups is what got us into a lot of K-pop groups. Like for example, I know like so many dances now.
You know, it's 20.
Yeah, I know like over 20,
Yeah.
but like yeah. Okay, so how has K-pop influenced Korean culture globally? So if you didn't know already, there was a movie called K-pop Demon Hunters that came out this summer, and it has become Netflix's most streamed movie ever. And their music soundtrack is #1 streamed globally to this day. Um, and I thought that K-pop Demon Hunters, like this proves that Korean culture is shared globally around the world and it can be shared in like a fun way. And also for us, like Korean Americans, seeing how Korean culture is influenced around the world allows us to boost our confidence and like get inspired by our culture.
Yeah, and also throughout the movie, there's like kind of like small Easter eggs that hint to like Koreanness. Like there's like Rabian and like other Korean stuff. So I feel like that kind of helped people who weren't Korean to get exposed to like our culture and like what we eat and how we dress and the music, of course. And guys, the numbers speak themselves. Look at these charts. Okay, top 15, you guys say it? Golden #1, global #1 golden, Billboard Hot 100 golden.
Still #1.
And it's still #1. We literally circled, look, we circled September 26th, which was yesterday. And then of all time, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it says of all time on Netflix is K-pop Demon Hunter. So okay. And the last thing we're going to talk about to summarize everything we said today was that K-pop bolsters the national pride among Koreans, especially in young Korean Americans like us. It inspires us by showcasing Korean culture worldwide through like K-pop and also movies like K-pop Demon Hunters. And it also boosts our confidence and creativity in our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for our speakers. Okay, thank you so much. See a hand.
For the last two girls who presented, are you guys twins?
There are twins?
They are twins?
They are not.
aren't. We are not.
They are not. Guess who is older? They're asking to choose and guess. Stand up, guys. Good to see you.
Wait.
Yo, it's definitely a shorter one.
The shorter one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Older?
Oh.
Yeah, so this is Jana, and this is Lena.
Yes.
So proud.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So I think next up is the breakout session where we're going to get in our small groups and talk about third spaces. The question being, where do you go to hang out with your friends and unwind and why? So talk among your groups, and then we're going to come back later for a large group discussion, and we're going to talk in the order that we presented. Also, y'all should pick like one person to speak for everyone for your group. Thank you. Y'all got a minute left. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed your small group discussions, and now we're going to do the large group discussions, where each group presents their findings from the small group discussions. And first up is Catalyst Coalition. So if you could speak.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm representing Catalyst. So you might have noticed we've lost a couple of our members here, but that's okay. So what we were discussing is here in Johns Creek, we've got a lot of really great opportunities for hanging out and meeting people and just really connecting and creating a community here. For fun, what a lot of us like to do is because we have a really great park system here in Johns Creek and in Gwinnett County is we love going to parks and we love playing sports, being active. We talked about pickleball, talked about basketball, running, all that. We love being outside and really taking advantage of the great park system that we have here. Besides that though, especially during the school year when we need to lock in, what we like to do is go to cafes and bubble tea spots and we just really love grabbing a couple of drinks, sitting down and studying, and then just socializing and locking in at the same time because what a lot of us have found is that it's a lot better than locking in at home when you might be unmotivated or when you might just scroll on your phone. So we sort of have that communal accountability where we're all studying together and enjoying a nice drink and then socializing. Like for me, I know every week before orchestra rehearsal, because we have rehearsals every Tuesday evening, a couple of us seniors will drive underclassmen and we'll just go somewhere, grab some dinner, get a drink, study for a little bit, and then we all go to orchestra rehearsal together. So that's one of the great things we have here, and that's why we're really proud to be from this community.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you so much. Now, next up is Korean American Civic Empowerment.
So I'm from New York and I love going to like Soho with my friends or like messing around in Tribeca or I also love matcha. So there's like Mika's Direction or like Enly and like I love food like KBBQ and like all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I also live in New York, and there are so many like different kinds of museums, like the Metropolitan Museum of Art, that admission is free for New York residents. So I really love going there with my friends in my free time. There are also like a bunch of parks in New York City. And I think some of the people from New Jersey in our discussion also mentioned that they like visiting the park, they like playing basketball in like different public spaces. So yeah.
Thank you. Next up is the KRC LA.
Okay, so here in LA, there's so many different like fun spots to go to, especially in Koreatown. There's this one Korean mall called Nadang, and there is like Bingsu, which is like Korean like ice-shaped ice cream that we love to get. And then also, obviously, LA is known for its beaches, so we love going to like Dockweiler, Manhattan Beach just to hang out.
Of course, there's like the general locations like other malls or parks or bookstores and cafes and things like that. Those are really popular. Specifically in K-Town, I know that Cafe Mac is a really big study location because they let you stay there for like an hour, like 3 hours for every item you like. So imagine you have a group of 5. If you order 5 items, you get to stay for 3 hours, and then you have to order another 5 items. But but that time slot makes it really convenient for studying. I know that there are actually a lot of community libraries in LA, or at least in this area, is there? So there's that. Hiking is also kind of weirdly big here. Yeah. People love to walk. Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Thank you, KRC LA. And now it's FCC.
All right. Some places we like to go in our area is really because our area is a bit spread apart, so all the plazas are a bit far. So we need a car for all that, and most of us we don't have cars, so we just go to the mall maybe once, twice a month, and some other places, cafes, boba tea shops, cookie tea, pumpkin tea, all that, and then tuleju, is that how you say it? Tuleju, something like that, and it's basically a cafe. I think you should. I think you know it, but it's just the bread. The Korean bread. It's just like a bakery overall. And then, I mean, I think that's all we really do in that area.
And now Family Touch, if you guys could go next.
All right. Amen.
Did you hear me? Paris Baguette, a restaurant called Dong where you can go eat and and just like hang out and have a good time. And like nearby, there's not that much to do, like unless you're able to drive. And like there's like malls like 20, 30 minutes away, and like we can go there, but like not like too often since we're still in high school and we can't really all of us can't really drive yet. And like me personally, I'm sort of like an athlete, I guess, so I would like to go out to parks and like play basketball. I could play pickleball or like play soccer, like just do something like active with my friends, which is like I guess like a stress reliever and like I can just have a good time. And like in town, I guess we can just like go out and eat, get drinks like boba and like matcha, I guess, and just have a good time with your friends and just enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, going off what he said a little bit, we can't drive, so we usually just hang out at each other's houses. We go to me and my friends go to Norebang a lot, in like Powell Park and Fort Lee, and most of the time, like, our hangouts all have food in them, so we just like to order out like fluffies. We go to Fluffies if you know what that is. And yeah.
All right. Noah Noah, you want to share?
Yeah. Noah.
My name is Noah. Me and my friends hang out at Fort Lee, go to a park. We usually play volleyball for a couple of hours. And then after that, we usually go to BCD to hang out and eat some food.
Me.
Like to share?
So like going off of what Aiden also said, it's like we also can't really drive. So like me and my friends, we usually just like roam around like dunking. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyone else?
June wants to share. Oh, Gemma wants to share.
June can go next.
I play field hockey, so sometimes me and my friends or the people on my team will go to a local park or like a field so we can play. And a lot of the time, most of our hangouts do involve food. So sometimes go to Dunkin', we sometimes go to get drinks or like go to eat out. So that's mostly what my hangouts.
Nice. June, right over there.
Oh, June. Yeah. Where do you hang out?
Me and my friends also go outside a lot, like everything they said, pickleball, eating. But also some friends are like in Virginia and they're very far away, so we talk to them online as well. And we play online as well, so.
Nice. Woo.
Anyone else want to go? Okay, that's it from Family Talk.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So now, since everyone shared their findings, does anyone have any thoughts about other group findings, something similar, something different? Any thoughts you want to share?
I thought it was really interesting that like so many different groups like shared so many different similarities with where they wanted to go. Like for example, a lot of different people from different organizations mentioned like liking to go to the park. And I just think that third spaces are a really good opportunity to encourage accessibility. Like most of these spaces that we mentioned are like very free or very low cost. So I think it's great that it's accessible for everyone, regardless of like their economic standing.
Thank you very much. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was really interesting that all around the country, a lot of us really have a lot of similarities and a lot of overlapping interests. And I think as a senior especially, it's sort of reassuring to know that even if I might be leaving this community next year probably, then there's definitely somewhere that has a welcoming community who has a lot of things that I'm interested in and has a lot of great people who know what I like.
Good job.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful answer. Um, I think I see a hand at KRC.
So, what does it sound like? So I think,
Or the card thing, you can say like it's hard.
transportation. So I feel like LA, obviously, it's a city where you kind of need a car to get around. It's not like New York or Jersey, you can't really walk around everywhere to take the train. But yeah, so I feel like that definitely changed the way that students and teenagers can hang out, can interact with each other. So you gotta kind of formulate the way you interact with people around that. What distances can you go to? What places can you go to? What's timing? 'Cause, like, if you're not old enough, if you don't have your license, who else can take you? When can you do that? You got school. So do you need your parents to drive you? You need your friend to pick you up. So everything kind of revolves around the car. So yeah, LA's kind of like that.
That was an amazing answer. And in FCC, I think the one in the blue.
So I thought it was really interesting how like so many people like to go to cafes. Like I don't know about non-Korean Americans, but I noticed that like all the Korean Americans I know who are older, they all work at cafes. So I don't know if that like plays a huge part in it. But yeah, like boba tea and like pizza, stuff like that. I noticed a lot of people wanted to.
Thank you so much. Finally, in Family Touch, the twins.
Um, Something that I learned today was like the politics of like Korea and like or not politics but Korean people in Congress slash politics and like I can relate to like Andy Kim. He's the senator of New Jersey and we live in New Jersey, so obviously it's related to us. And I just turned 18, so yeah, I'm older by the way, kind of. But so I can vote in the next election. So kind of like the Korean influence that like has on politics will like influence like my decision or like my vote. So I thought that was like really interesting to learn about. Now it's Lino's turn. I don't know what to say. I liked learning about like all the different topics and it made me like get like a wider view on like how important like it is to be Korean American and like all the great things that that come with the community. Yeah. Also, I have a question. What is like all of you guys' favorite K-pop group? Mine is IVE. Mine is NCT 127.
Over here in LA, we have two favorite ones.
Actually, give them a spot. Outside.
And then what you're
We all outside. We know all those she knows. You know those. Every single.
They said cat's eye.
Well, actually, no.
nobody likes HOT.
The blue guy. The blue with the glasses.
Me?
Yes.
You, the blue guy from Case.
This one. What? Well, technically, blue is 1, 2, 3.
There's 3 people wearing blue. There's 3.
It's not very specific. But I think they meant Sonya.
Me?
Yeah.
What's your favorite K-pop group?
Okay, so good call because I'm probably the only one out of us three that likes K-pop anyway. So
I like K-pop.
You want to talk? You want to talk?
Me personally, I like God. God.
Also, I love me some cat's eye.
My favorite K-pop group is probably Boy Next Door. Yeah. No one's mentioned them so far, but.
Oh wait, I have a
Okay, go ahead.
Oh wait, I have a question for Family Touch. At Fluffy's, what's your guys' order?
Oh, I forget what it's called, but I get the half fries, mac, and then mac and cheese, and then the chicken, and extra sauce, extra sauce.
What's your order?
Sean, what's your order then?
Yeah, Sean, what's your order?
Sean, what is your idea of a real order?
So last time I went to Fluffy's, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't order anything. I just took someone else's order, so I just ate what they got.
All right.
That's not a real order though.
All right, let's close, and then we can continue discussions about fluffy orders. All right. Closing remarks.
Okay, so thank you everyone for sharing. As we close today's inaugural Cho-Shim Conference, I want to thank everyone who made this gathering possible. That includes our youth ambassadors, our partner organizations, and all the students who joined and shared their voices. Over the past few hours, we have listened to stories from different states, shared our experiences as Korean American youth, and discovered how much we truly have in common. We've seen that while our local cultures may be different, our values and dreams unite us. The word Cho-Shim means openness, humility, and eagerness to learn. These values have guided us through every presentation and every conversation today. This is only the first step. Although today's conference was held in a hybrid format, the bonds we created are real and lasting. What we started here will continue as we grow into stronger leaders, stand with other communities, and support each other in the years ahead. My name is Sean Lim, and thank you for having me as your MC today. Thank you once again for being part of this historic beginning. Let us carry the spirit of Cho-Shim into our future.